It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. Always a pleasure, and I mean that, to be here with Kenny and Shaq. Tonight, it's the Washington Wizards as they'll be playing against the Denver Nuggets. Looking at Denver, nice job they've been doing over the last 10 games. 8 wins and not having too many problems. For Denver coach Mike Malone, he has had a lot of success with players buying in to his system. Why do you think that is?
Well, it's most an offense allows, players to read situations for themselves and make decisions.
And that's all you want as a player.
That's it.
Well, he pushes players to be the best they can be, and he's from the New York. He's from the Ken NYC.
No doubt.
He's a no-nonsense guy.
No doubt.
Are you a no-nonsense guy?
No, I'm from Jersey. I'm something else.
I know. What are you?
from
know
Jersey?
what?
I'm a brick city man. Get it? Free throw line, shoot bricks.
Yeah, I know that. I was going to say that.
Oh, you know that, huh?
Yeah. So if you're not a no-nonsense guy, are you an all-nonsense guy?
No.
Are you a some-nonsense guy?
I'm a never-nonsense guy.
Well,
you're giving me nonsense now.
Yeah, I am.
Stop it.
I'm giving you all nonsense.
Stop it before I smack Kenny.
I was all nonsense.
Please don't.
I was all nonsense first team. Let's go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
It's a road game for the Nuggets, and they are facing an interconference matchup in today's game. We welcome you this Thursday evening as we get set for some exciting NBA action on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, and by my side, Greg Anthony and Brett Barry. And from the sideline, David Aldridge. You look at Washington. Try as they might, they've fallen behind the pack, but a chance here to reclaim some ground. It might be tough, but this is a team they're capable of beating.
And when I look at Washington, so far it looks like the adjustments they've made in the offseason aren't going to produce the desired effect.
Yeah, lots of season left to go, so maybe a little too early to say that. The results have been anything but positive early on, but we've seen plenty of teams dig themselves out of big holes after early season woes.
Now let's take a look at Denver's opening lineup. Gallinari and Fareed, the duo at the forward. Moutier out there with Will Barton, and it's Jokic in at the 5 spot. Now here's Moutier. Really played well against Brooklyn in his last outing. And Gallinari kicks to Jokic. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot. And these teams are good at grinding it out in the half-court sets. Brett, what type of player flourishes when the game slows down like it is now?
When you have a guy, Kevin, who can break down his primary defender at any point in a half-court set, that's when you're in trouble defensively. He's looking beyond the first defender and ready to set up the next play.
The Wizards shooting their first foul shots of the night here.
And in terms of team numbers, the free throw percentage is right at 74.
First free throw is good.
And you look at the Wizards, they definitely took a step backwards last season. Went from being maybe a dark horse to get to that conference finals to becoming a team that just had to fight to stay in the playoff mix. So it's going to be interesting to see how they bounce back from the adversity of a season ago.
And Morris drops them both. And for the Wizards, there were a lot of factors as to why they had a rough season. Lost some key players and dealt with injuries like all teams.
You know, and even with all of those challenges, I don't know that this team is quite as talented as everyone thinks they are. I mean, they do have a good core with which to build around, but you have to temper expectations with this team moving forward.
Jokic, no good. Here's Washington. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
And how about the game plan that was constructed for that one? I mean, it was apparent how powerless the D was to stop it.
Yeah, offensively, they got all the momentum behind them, got the D on the ropes, and they just kept throwing haymakers. Kind of a ticky-tack foul there, but you have to be aware that's how the refs are going to blow the whistle tonight.
Gallinari wide open.
And they've had some good looks, but can't seem to get it going here. 1 for 5. Tough way to start it.
Porter banked in off the glass.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
They paid attention in arts and crafts school right there. Didn't have to work very hard at all for that one.
Now here's Moutier. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. And there's the pass to Jokic. Gortat with the block. And he recovers it. For Washington, they've gone 1 of 3 for the field to start this one so far. Porter dishes to Wall. Wall missing again. And so here's Denver. Trailing by 2. They're coming off that win against the Nets.
And guys, they could have won that game on the strength of their offense alone. It was that good.
Impressive to see that type of offensive onslaught on the road. They had the crowd stunned. Those fans couldn't believe how thoroughly their guys got dismantled tonight.
Here's Moutier following the basket by Markieff Morris. Here's Fareed. The basket good off the assist from Moutier. Fareed's got his first 2 points.
Well, the pick and roll involving Fareed is lethal because of how he can exploit the D. An opening that he finds, he'll take advantage of.
Now here's Beal. He's coming off a 13-point game against Orlando.
Well, the other part of his game was the menacing defense. You can tell his team really looks for him to be their junkyard dog.
And here's Barton following Markieff Morris's 3. Takes the 13-footer. It's good on the putback.
Yeah, got to feel good about the way you started this one, guys, as he is making almost everything out there and giving his team a good, solid boost.
Here is Porter. His last outing, he had 8 points. There's Beal with the 3, and the Wizards hit again from deep.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
He has a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Mike Malone gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. He said the focus defensively is going to be making things difficult inside. He wants to get them off the 3-point line and make them take as many mid-range shots as possible. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Here's Moutier after marching Gortat's bucket. Fareed a screen on Wall. Moutier passes to Fareed. Out to Gallinari. Takes the 13-footer. They get the rebound.
Yeah, a bit frigid to begin this one. Just can't make anything to get the game started.
It's stolen by Moutier. And here we go. Moutier heading to the hoop. That one goes. Just count it. Moutier's got his first 2 points of the night.
Well, Moutier's D created the offense. He stuck his paw out, came away with the steal, and took care of the rest.
The dish to Porter. To the inside. And Gortat kicks to Wall. No good with the triple. The Nuggets trail by 6. Moutier with the ball. To the paint, knocks it loose. It's stolen by Morris. Inside, here's Porter. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Porter's got his 2nd bucket of the game to go.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Gallinari gathers his rhythm. He simply rises up and nails the interior shot. Well, Will the Thrill Barton is improved, and I'll tell you why, Kevin. He put the time in, working and working tirelessly on that shot. Became a legitimate 3-point threat from the wing and saw his point totals soar.
Oh, and just a soft touch on both ends of that pretty alley-oop.
I got to say, when he threw the pass, I didn't know where it was going. Now, here's Moutier. Up top, Barton. Back to Moutier. Jokic with his screen on Beal. Another shot. A shot, no good. Gortat with the defensive effort.
Look, if they want any shot at winning this game, he has to be better out there.
The 15-footer. And it's Gortat finishing it off.
How about the start that they've gotten off to here? Huge lead, and we're still in the first quarter.
No question. You have one team firing on all cylinders. The other one can't even get out of the garage.
What you like about Gortat is that, Greg, he doesn't have a lot of limitations in his game.
Yeah, and with Gortat, his versatility is what makes him valuable. He can face up and hit a J or play with his back to the basket. Has the speed and strength to stay with all types of centers in the league.
And let's take a moment to show you the NBA's best rebounding teams over the last 10 games. The Nuggets, number 1.
What a show of strength in terms of rebounding. I mean, they've really controlled the glass here of late, playing with some extreme physicality.
The Nuggets trail by 10. Now here's Moutier to the paint. Here's Jokic. The basket good off the assist from Moutier.
Precision pass from Moutier to get his teammate a good look there.
Wizards have gotten 8 of their 13 shots to find the bottom of the bucket. There's a screen by Gortat. There's the lob to Gortat.
And the offense has come together immediately. I mean, they're threatening to run away with this thing already.
Yeah, it looks like the makings of a blowout here, but their task now is to maintain this level of effectiveness and not get sloppy.
Now here's Moutier, guarded closely. Pass to Barton. He kicks it to Fareed. Clock at 4. Gortat with the block. It's Wall.
He's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Insane dunk.
And now they're starting to rub it in. Build up a lead, and here we go, baby. It is showtime. And the replay, of course, presented by Kia. What a play. Here's Moutier. Passes it to Jokic. Barton inside the line. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And you can see how dangerous that catch-and-shoot game can be. Will Barton continues to impress.
Morris a screen. Wall dishes to Morris. Back to Wall. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a three-point play.
Yeah, that was the third straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. Mahimi's checked in for Gortat. Smith comes in for Markieff Morris. Bogdanovich, he's checked in for Porter. And Zedaransky subbed in for Bradley Beal. And that one falls for John Wall. Brett, when you played, you were known for your passing a point forward. Much of the time, it seems that ball movement has really become paramount for the best offenses in the NBA. Would you agree?
I absolutely agree, and I love the fact that you would classify me as a forward.
You could play
forward,
any position.
Guard, wing,
you could play
wing.
4 positions.
It's a positionless game nowadays,
and
Kevin.
you were
I don't know if you
the
read articles.
And you were positionless in so many ways.
Sometimes the coach positioned me on the bench.
Unjustly. Here's Wall. Wilson Chandler making his last shot. And pushing it up. Here's Denver. Harris misses. Wizards leading by 11. Wall passes to Zedaransky. Back to Wall. And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
Yeah, it looks like he got to that shot just after it reached its apex. Those can be tough ones to gauge.
Brandon Jennings, he's checked in for John Wall. The Nuggets trail by 13. Plumlee sets the pick for Murray. Shoots from the baseline. Connects. The jumper drops. Murray's got his first bucket of the night.
And Murray showing some smarts right there, some good patience in that pick and roll.
Jennings. His first shot is a miss, 0 for 1 to start the contest. Harris kicks to Murray. Here's Plumlee, and it's slammed in by Plumlee.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam.
Who's watching here?
There's a good screen. The dive for the ball. And stolen by Harris. And pushing it up. Here's Denver. Here's Chandler. That's tipped. And they get it back. And here's Mahinmi. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Here's Bogdanovich. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. And it's interesting, Bogdanovich came over from Croatia a couple years back. He's shown flashes, Greg, of talent, especially offensively, but he's still putting it all together.
Yeah, I think consistency is the key for him. Sometimes he's aggressive, other times he just disappears. Does have good size and strength for a wing, can hit from the outside, also finishes well around the basket. I like to see him create more for his teammates. And did not seem happy about how things are going on right now, and maybe wants to make some changes.
There might also be an opportunity here that he can exploit a mismatch. We'll see.
And to look now at the 4 areas where shots can come from. The paint, mid-range, and shots from deep, all broken down for Washington.
And really, there's just such a lack of scoring for them from out at the top of the arc in terms of three-point range. And in today's game, you have to get scoring from the three-point range. And that area out above the free throw line extended is a real weak spot for them so far.
Now here's Plumlee. And they get some nice contributions from him on a nightly basis as he averages over 11 points a game. Dishes it to Murray. The shot, no good. Now the Wizards take it the other way.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
The Nuggets trail by 12. There's 1:54 left to play in the first. Plumlee with the screen. Here's Arthur. Bogdanovich grabs the miss.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
It's stolen by Arthur. And pushing it up. Here's Denver. And it's blocked. Tries to save it.
He just doesn't seem to be himself shooting the ball right now, guys. Just looks a tad bit uneasy, and that's affecting the result.
No doubt they've come into this game with a really aggressive approach, just pounding the ball inside.
I love it because the defense is going to have to adjust, pack in the lane, and then you can play inside out.
Now here's Murray. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. Outside Jennings. He dishes it to Mahinmi. Here's Satoransky. And poor shot selection there. Not a high percentage look for him. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Wide open look here for Murray. Denver gets it back, and Plumlee kicks to Murray. And he's good on the 3-ball. Murray's got 5 now.
And Murray has such a soft-looking shot, especially from deep, where he is just lights out.
Jennings dishes to Smith. It's back to Jennings. Offensive rebound. Tries again. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. Washington shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw missing. He hits the second from the line. Here's Murray. He has 5. No good on that last second attempt there. And as the first quarter wraps up, already a double-digit lead. Wizards lead by 12. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment. And a chance to hear from Bradley Beal. He came from a football family in St. Louis, but said his mother introduced him to the game of basketball at a young age.
She definitely put the ball in my hands. She's the one who taught me my form, my follow through, and still to this day, she yells at me if I miss a shot. So she's kind of a perfectionist, and she definitely taught me how to shoot. She can shoot it, and she still to this day thinks she can shoot better than me.
Maybe some other NBA players should be practicing with Bradley Beal's mom, because she has definitely honed something special into him.
To be sure. I'm just not sure some of the more delicate NBA egos could handle her trash talking once she beats them in a game of horse.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And quite a position here for the Wizards to be in. What do you guys think?
Just almost an intimidating factor when you're able to go out and consistently come up with the block shots like they have defensively.
I like the fact that they love to protect the rim, love to send shots back in your face, and really, they're good at it.
They've got Jason Smith. Bradley Beal is out there with Jennings. Then there's Ian Mahimi. And it's Bogdanovich in at the small forward position. That's the 5 on the floor for the Wizards. Now Murray. The shot by Chandler, wide open. Here's Plumlee, and the lead is down inside single digits. Plumlee's got 4 points this quarter.
That's what most want to see from Plumlee. Attack mode, pound the boards, have the confidence to finish off those kind of plays. Still believe that the Nuggets play their best when the ball is moving around. They rely on ball movement to create shots and open up opportunities. They don't have a lot of great isolation players.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Smith sets the pick for Jennings. And it's Bogdanovich in the corner. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings. Bogdanovich has got 6 points. And with the Nuggets being at their best when their assist numbers are so high, that's been a trend for them for nearly a decade.
The Nuggets have not had an all-star in some time, and they are best when relying on one another. That builds a lot of team chemistry and a lot of team confidence. A high number of their baskets were assisted on last year, and you love playing with a selfless team.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Kenneth Faried, and call him Kenneth. He gets mad when you say Ken. He's the manimal, one of the best rebounders in the league. He plays with a tremendous motor. But Faried said, I never looked at myself as just an energy player. I just have a lot more passion than other people in the league. And I play hard. I have talent and passion. Kevin?
A key player for Team USA gold medal in 2014. Thanks, D.A. Wizards leading by 7. Jennings kicks to Beal. Mahimi passes to Jennings. The Wizards working the ball around now. Morris. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. We know the household names, LeBron, Curry, but for your money, who are some of the more underrated players in this NBA?
You know, one guy that I love to watch, especially when it comes down to the fourth quarter time, Kevin, is Kemba Walker in Charlotte. Over the past couple seasons, he's been one of the best clutch performers in the NBA. So if MyLeague Pass is on, I'm watching some Kemba Walker.
That's a good name. And free throw good for Morris.
Well, the problem for the Nuggets last season was their defense. They had a hard time forcing their opponents to take bad shots active on the defensive end, but not quite enough force.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Gortat's checked in for Mahinmi. Porter comes in for Bogdanovich. And John Wall's subbed in for Brandon Jennings. And Morris drops them both. And with the Nuggets, Brent, they could defend at the rim, right at the top in terms of block shots as a team, but that didn't translate into defensive success.
Well, the block shots are one thing, Kevin, but retaining possession after the block shot is really the most important part. So as much as Denver has the defensive presence around the rim, it's still about collecting those blocks and then turning over teams and getting possession for yourself.
You watch Jokic play, and you can see why so many are high on his ability to be a star someday. Brent has all the tools, is a legit 7-footer, and he moves with such ease.
Yeah, Jokic has a nice face-up game and has lateral movement as a big, which is quite impressive. Sense of spacing with his passing is pretty good. His timing on defense is good. Be interesting to see how he develops in the next couple seasons.
First one falls for him. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. And one of the big issues for the Wizards is making sure they stay fiery on the defensive end. When this team, Greg, gets in trouble, more often than not, it's because they get sloppy on D.
Yeah, and that can hurt them at times when they don't bother the challenge shooters or miss a rotation. That's when things start to go south. How far this team goes depends on how far their defense will take them.
Jokic with the steal. Count the basket.
Yeah, he is sneaky at the rim, lays it in against heavy pressure.
Wizards leading by 5. Outside, Wall. Ball's knocked loose. It's stolen by Moutier, and they're running. Here's Gallinari. Gortat with the rebound. Gortat's got 5 rebounds tonight. Beal drives in. No good. Barton with some nice D. Puts it up from 17. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life. And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
When you're playing from behind, you cannot let your opponent have things that are that easy. And that was easy. His offense just has not been there tonight. And he needs to step up his game because there's still time to recover.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. Pass to Jokic. And he banks in the layup. Jokic has got 12 points in the game.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Outside, Wall. Over to the left wing. Here's Beal. 6 on the shot clock. And Gortat kicks to Beal. Back to Gortat. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
Well, he is a huge reason why they have this lead.
The Nuggets trail by 7. Gallinari outside. Here's Jokic. That one falls through. It's his 6th make from the floor this game. Now 6 for 10.
Yeah, this team would be in some bad shape, guys, if he wasn't scoring like this right now.
And Wall kicks to Morris. Inside. Here's Beal. Barton with the rebound.
Yeah, his shot just doesn't seem to be synced up right now. Here's hoping he finds it soon because his team is really going to need that production tonight.
Well, we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. Taking a look at Golden State. A terrific position for them as they hold up that illustrious top spot. But it's a long season, as we all know. And, of course, Denver down 5 spots from them.
And when I look at Denver, they've started the season on a high note. We thought it may take a while for them to kind of find their groove, but it doesn't look like they're going anywhere here or any concerns about growing pains.
Well, if they're going anywhere, it's going to be up. They've been playing like a very mature, focused team here in the early part of the season. Not at all like the team that so many people thought would be hanging around the bottom of the standings at this point.
And Washington making a change here. Satoransky's checked in. So he gets them both. And Brent, we've gone far enough into the season at this point where we can see a few teams now breaking away from the pack.
Yeah, it's always surprising, Kevin, when it's a team at the beginning of the year that we didn't expect. That's when we get excited about a team coming from nowhere and starting to do great things.
Good point. Morris with the bucket.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Yep, he's going to kill you coming off of those down screens. As a defender, you have to fight over the top.
Screen by Fareed. Moutier passes to Jokic. Quartet with the block. Here's Satoransky. Here's Wall. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. And now a 7-point Wizards lead. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Wall. That is his first foul of the game.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Now here's Moutier, covered by Wall. Moutier with the ball. Here's Fareed. The basket good off the assist from Moutier. Moutier's got 4 assists in the game. So timeout called here, the first for Washington. Brent, you can just see the explosiveness ooze out of Moutier when he attacks a defender.
Well, Moutier can create space for himself just about at any time, and he does it with effortless movement. He cuts very well for a guard as tall as he is. So the body control and that athleticism, those are good foundations for an offensive player waiting to explode.
And a wise move to call timeout there. They need to settle down a bit. They've been playing out of control at times here, and it shows with their turnover numbers.
Wizards leading by 5. Now here's Wall. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Orlando.
Felt like he was just a wizard in that one, guys. Some of those passes were absolutely magical. It was fun to watch.
And there's the call on Marcin Gortat. That is his first foul of the game. The Nuggets trail by 5. Knocked away. Here's Wall. And Wall sends it home.
He's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Insane dunk.
And now they're starting to rub it in. Build up a lead, and here we go, baby. It is showtime. And here are the Nuggets now after the basket by Washington. Here's Moutier. That shot off. Wall with some nice defense. Here's Satoransky. Denver grabs the miss. This their first look at this year's Washington squad.
And one of the few bright spots of their last season was sweeping the season series in this matchup.
Now here's Jokic. He's got 16. Kicks it to Barton. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From deep three-point range, Morris with the rebound.
And sometimes we all just want to show people that we have the range.
And he does have range. It's a makeable shot for him, but still no guarantees that's going down. And Emmanuel Moutier's path to the NBA, so fascinating. 7th pick overall in 2015, but played in China prior to declaring for the NBA draft. I think that experience helped, but made Denver intrigued as to whether or not he could be the point guard for their organization for the future.
And he makes the first. Well, following up on Moutier, spent some time in China, grew up in Texas, and was born in the Congo. That's quite a world traveler at his young age.
Well, my thing is, Kevin, did he keep all the miles? That's going to help out. He's worked really closely with Coach Malone to improve his game during his rookie year, and he plays with a high level of confidence. We'll see in the next couple seasons how that develops.
Now here's Barton. A 20-point game for him in the win against Brooklyn.
He also had 2 blocks that really impacted that game, guys. He really made his presence known.
And it's Gortat finishing it off.
Well, they weren't going to pass up that chance to get out and run following the steal.
The Nuggets trail by 8. And here's Moutier. He feeds it to Barton. The pass to Jokic. On the money from 12 feet away. Jokic has got 18 points.
Well, a good first quarter, good second. This could be a big night.
And Satoransky kicks to Wall. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wall. And we see a chart here for the shooting performance so far.
And this is a bit of a nightmare game for him thus far. Just nothing working, and it has to be affecting his confidence. He just doesn't look like the player he normally is out there, and you can see it in his body language after every missed shot. Boy, this is tough.
The Nuggets trail by 6. Moutier kicks to Gallinari. The second effort. Here's Fareed. Gortat with the steal. Feeds it to Morris. Gallinari against Porter. The Wizards working the ball around now. Pulls it from 20. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
Yeah, but the hand in the face. It's critical that you contest his shots every time down the floor.
Gallinari against Porter. Lock at 6. 16 feet away, and it's blocked. And that'll be Denver as it goes out of bounds. Nuggets retain possession. So for the Wizards, Smith comes in for Markieff Morris, and it's Bogdanovich in for Otto Porter Jr. Big group substitution here for Denver. Plumlee is checked in for Jokic. Arthur comes in for Kenneth Fareed. Wilson Chandler's checked in for Gallinari. And Murray's subbed in for Moutier. And again, Denver no good. Wizards leading by 6. Down low, it's tipped. It's stolen by Arthur. And here we go. Here's Murray. Second shot opportunity, and it's good on the way in.
Was that Darrell Arthur at 6'9" running the break? I think it was.
Washington has gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Satoransky the pass to Wall. 1:31 left now here in the second. Out left to the wing. Bogdanovich dishes to Gortat. 4 on the clock. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. Gortat's got 14. The Nuggets trail by 6. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Plumlee. Great positioning on the putback.
High motor stuff. Plumlee there in motion serves him well on that putback.
Here's Satoransky. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Wall, no luck.
And we haven't seen them be quite as aggressive driving the basketball, settling far too much for jumpers.
Plumlee with the screen. Murray, no good. Wizards leading by 4. Here's Satoransky. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
The Wizards have shot 6 of 7 at the line.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. Mahinmi's checked in for Washington. Jennings comes in for John Wall. And a switcher also for Denver. Harris is checked in for Barton. he makes both free throws.
Well, the Nuggets are in a position right now where they're mining for gold with their youth. They've made sure to keep their picks most seasons, and it's paid off. Found great value at different times in the first round of the NBA draft.
Now here's Chandler. And Plumlee kicks to Arthur. Out left to the wing. Now Murray. Plumlee with a screen on Jennings.
Well, he's got both height and length, and that time showed them both.
And the first half is now in the books. It's the Wizards. They lead by 6. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks a lot. John, looks like you're really in attack mode, getting into the paint to get your teammates open.
Oh, man, you see it, man. The lane is open. I'm finding my teammates, and they just get those guys open. That's one thing I said I want to work on since I've been here. I don't want to just be a myself player. I want to be a team player. And they're doing a great job of setting screens, getting me open. I got to just keep finding them and making shots.
Take what the defense gives you. Thanks, John. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith, all set to take a look back at the first half of basketball. Big-time play throughout the first half by Markieff Morris. He ended up with 15 points, 2 assists, and 3 rebounds. His last game out, he was just not himself. But tonight, he has rounded right back into form with a very solid first half. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Wizards.
Well, I love the way they're pushing the tempo, beating the defense down the floor, filling the lanes, finishing with authority, Ernie, getting to the rim and finishing hard.
And big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Nuggets.
Well, those second chance points are huge, and they only came because of their effort. Their work on the offensive glass is what's keeping them in the game. They definitely should try to continue to stay tough on the glass. It's been key so far.
And that's it for halftime, as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
Welcome back to our nation's capital, everyone, with the Capitol building itself in our spotlight as we return to action here in Washington, D.C. Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. One of the stories here, Nikola Jokic getting it done today.
And how about his scoring in that first half? He just looked like a different player today, really on point.
Yeah, I think the defense gave him a little extra room early on. He got hot, and now they can't cool him down.
The Nuggets trail by 6. Second half underway. Here's who Mike Malone's got on the floor. Gallinari and Fareed, the duo at the forward. Boudier out there with Will Barton. And it's Jokic in at the 5. Roaming the paint. Now here's Wall. Following the miss by Kenneth Fareed. Well, these days, teams have really gone away from offensive rebounding, transition defense, such an imperative.
Well, I think Greg Popovich started off in San Antonio, and then Doc Rivers adopted it in Boston for many years, because the numbers will tell you the percentage chances of grabbing an offensive rebound for your basketball team are not very good. And if you take those kind of risks, calculated as they might be, it's a disadvantage for you to get back in transition and set up your defense. So a lot more teams adopting the 4 back and 1 take a chance at the offensive rebound mentality.
Part of that analytics contribution we're talking about before. Things like that point those things out to the players.
Yeah, and the numbers aren't lying.
Right, exactly. So he picks up just 1 from the line that time. The Nuggets trail by 7. Tipped away. Beal with the steal. Now the feed to Morris. The 9-foot shot hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Morris has got 17.
And they've looked terrific in transition today. That's had a lot to do with their success.
Well, they are generating high percentage opportunities. The fast break really helped them establish the lead.
Boudier inside, and that one's good. Jokic has got 20.
Great way to start the half. Easy layup against some soft D.
And already maybe a defensive adjustment needs to be made here in the second half if their current setup leads to chances like that high percentage.
Drills the three-pointer. 6 points for Beal. Denver shooting just 39% from the field, struggling to find that net. Now here's Moutier, covered by Wall. Yep, it counts. 8 points for Kenneth Faried.
And really, Faried is just very comfortable from there. He waits for the right opportunity and then seizes the moment.
All with it, now guarded by Gallinari. Ball passes to Porter. Barton, wide open, he fires. Offline with his three. Washington leading now by 8. Beal dishes the Wall. Back to Beal. And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. The Wizards have shot 9 of 11 at the free throw line. At the line for 2. And that one falls for Beal. He hits both from the stripe. And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Here's Gallinari. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
Shooting one. That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
And you have to feel good about seeing Gallinari out there healthy. He's missed so much time in his career, Brent, due to injuries that you just can't prepare for.
I mean, imagine in the prime of your playing career to miss an entire season. He came back better than ever from his knee surgery, and you always wonder if players returning from such injuries will be more cautious with their play. It's interesting to see Gallinari regaining that confidence and form.
Now here's Beal. 8 points for him. A nice shot by Wall.
Yeah, they're playing with a huge bit of confidence and some fire here. They've recorded 3 in a row here, guys.
Moutier kicks to Barton. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the 3rd. Morris passes to Porter. Morris dishes to Gortat. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Well, Mike Malone is all about business and the business of defense, holding his team accountable for how they play on that end of the floor. He also wants his team to be very strong on the glass, which they tend to be. A defensive stop doesn't become one until you get the rebound.
No good on that one. Going back to Malone, he's known for being a strong defensive coach. Brent made his name for himself when he first started in the league in that category.
Well, I think Coach Malone realizes, Kevin, that on a nightly basis, the shooting can come and the shooting can go. But what you can rely on is your defensive effort and the presence on that end of the floor. So he continues to demand effort and energy from these young Nugget players.
The Nuggets trail by 10. Poked away. And so the ball out of bounds. Beal touched it last. Now the shooting guard position is where teams look for a lot of their points. And these players, the highest scoring among them, haven't disappointed. 5th is Bradley Beal.
And this is the cream of the crop at the 2-guard spot. I mean, strictly in terms of their scoring ability and the ease with which they can overwhelm would-be defenders.
Well, these are the assassins of the NBA right there. The players who can turn a game on its head when they start to feel it. They are almost always the primary focus of the opposing defense.
We've seen Markieff Morris really having a great game.
And he has absolutely worn them out in the paint. They need to come up with a plan to limit his touches in the interior.
And a moment here to look at where the shots have been coming from.
And when you look at this shot chart, you get a good visual of just how often they are settling for something outside. They have to know that this defense wants them to take those kinds of shots, and they would be a lot better off if they recommit to attacking the basket.
And here are the Nuggets now. It's a 10-point game. Now here's Moutier. Not a lot of room. The dish now to Gallinari. Clock at 6. Shoots a fader, but he stays with it. Count that one. Jokic has got 22 points. Wizards leading by 8. Outside, Wall has to Beal. Some solid defense from Fareed.
And after burying 3 straight shot opportunities, finally a miss there. Still feeling the momentum, though.
Fareed, a screen on Wall. Moutier kicks to Fareed. That shot misses. Good work defensively by Morris. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. Moutier passes to Fareed. Here's Gallinari. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. Gallinari's got his third basket of the night.
Beautiful setup. Put that pass right where it needed to be.
Porter with the screen for Wall. Over to the wing. Morris kicks to Porter. Nice ball movement by Washington. Wall, no luck. The Nuggets trail by 9. Martin from outside. Porter pulls it in. Porter's got his 5th rebound in this one. Gortat dishes to Beal. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And let's take a look at Danilo Gallinari's numbers. His last 10 games, averaging about 16 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. And just look at those scoring totals. He's been doing what he does best, putting points on the board.
The first one falls. Now, when some things go wrong, Brent, with the team, you often hear about a players-only meeting. I'm sure you've been through a couple of those. What exactly goes on in those meetings?
It's always interesting, the location of some of those meetings,
really?
Kevin, I can tell you. Yeah, depending on if you're at home or if you're on the road, you're going to cram 14 7-footers into room 605 and have a discussion and a heart-to-heart talk about where your season is headed. It's interesting to hear sometimes who speaks up in those meetings. Everybody's looking towards the star player, the guy that carries the most load, but sometimes the most impressive voice and the one that has the most impact can come from some strange places, some interesting places and with interesting perspective.
Is it only relegated to bad teams, or have you been on good teams that have had players-only meetings?
I've had both, Kevin, and it's interesting when teams are having some success and call a players-only meeting, how much you get down to the details of what your season represents. If it's a bad team, we're talking about, reestablishing the entire civilization of what's going on around you. But on a really good team, it could be about something very, very specific to your offense, to your defense, or your approach to the games that you want to just clear up because there are greater things at stake. Yeah, not a good idea to leave him alone. He'll make you pay for that mid-range.
Wall passes to Beal. Back to Wall. 3-pointer. Denver grabs the miss. Fareed's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Over in the corner, Moutier. And what was that about? Not a good shot right there.
Yeah, so far he has not had his usual effort in this one, and it's really hurting the team.
And Wall kicks to Morris. Passes to Beal. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Porter. Not going to go that time. And Denver the other way now. Here's Moutier. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And now it's only a 5-point Wizards lead.
And even with defense hanging around, that interior shot for Moutier is as good as they come.
Wall dishes to Beal. Takes a shot at the elbow, and it comes off the front of the rim.
He is struggling mightily, but his teammates in this one have picked him up.
I tell you what, I'd settle for having as many points in this game as he has rebounds.
And he's just working and working and working, tireless.
The Nuggets trail by 5. Martin from outside. Gortat with the rebound. Gortat's got rebound number 13 for him here tonight. Ball passes to Beal. And that one drops for him. Beal's got 12 points now in the quarter.
Man, he is scoring in so many ways right now. The versatility on the offensive end really helping out his squad.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over.
And starting to send guys to the line way more than they need to. Let's get some good position defense going here. That should be the emphasis, and get away from the sloppy fouls. You know, a lot of people can make the claim that they are the fastest in the league, but I think John Wall has the best case. I mean, both in the half court and end to end. I mean, this guy has blistering speed, and you factor that in with the athleticism and the handle. I mean, he can make other players look like they're playing in cement shoes out on the floor.
And Washington going with a whole new group here. Wizards on D. They've led by as many as 14 points. Here's Murray. Rebound by the Wizards. Bogdanovich has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. You know, Greg, one of the things that strikes you about Wall, it isn't just his running speed. His quickness is off the charts. He is very, very quick.
I mean, the ground Wall can cover with his speed and quickness is staggering. As soon as the defender starts backpedaling, with Wall coming at him, game over.
Now here's Murray. He's got 7. On the wing, Chandler. 4 on the shot clock. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Chandler's got 5 points so far. Wizards leading by 6. Screen by Smith. Jennings kicks to Satoransky. Takes a shot at the elbow. They grab their own miss. Jennings wide open. Tries yet again. And it's Bogdanovich in the corner. Smith outside. Pass to Satoransky. Out of bounds. Denver takes possession. All right, we've got a bit of a break now, so here's a look at the league's best defenses. The Nuggets, number 1.
And this team has been completely dominant. Fewest points per game allowed in the league. These guys are talented. They trust each other. They work together. And you just won't find better coaching on the defensive end of the floor.
Looking to end his cold spell. And the rejection by Mahinmi. Jennings in the corner. And there it is for him. Jennings has got his second bucket.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
On the wing, Chandler. He kicks to Murray. In the corner, it's Harris. Denver passing it around. On the wing, Chandler. He has 5. With the tip. Rebound by Mahinmi. Washington leading now by 8. Down low. It's stolen by Arthur. Out to the wing. Shoots from the corner. Here's Plumlee. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play.
Well, clearly a mistake by the defender. Plumlee's a big guy that you have to wrap up, but if you don't, he can get and-ones. And Mason Plumlee, one of the better finishers in the league, especially when he gets a little room for a launch pad. He gets explosive. His offensive game mostly limited to shots at the rim, so effective on the roll when he does make the screen.
Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east already. We are in December. Take a look at the Bulls. They've got the #1 record in the conference, and because of it, each night out, their competition is going to bring it right at them. And, of course, the Wizards, 7.5 games behind.
And, you know, for the Wizards, they weren't part of the discussion of teams on the rise as we came into the year. And now, quite frankly, we know why. If anything, they've taken a step back.
There's still some chances to find some positives as the season comes to an end. Even if it's not a playoff spot, just some kind of forward momentum heading into the offseason.
2 shots.
They throw good, Wilson Chandler. And both free throws good for Wilson Chandler. Wizards leading by 4. Outside Jennings. The pass to Satoransky. Trying to find Smith. He's got it now. To the middle. Here's Mahinmi. And it's Mahinmi finishing it off.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Now here's Murray. He has 7. Chandler dishes to Arthur. Denver the rebound. Here's Plumlee. And he lays it straight in. Plumlee's got 12.
For his career, more than 3/4 of Plumlee's basket have come within 3 feet of the rim, so you know he's going to take it inside.
Screen by Smith. Jennings passes to Smith. Shot clock at 6. The high post shot. Jennings can't get it to go. The Nuggets trail by 4. And stolen by Jennings. And here we go. The Wizards fast break. Jennings leading the charge. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. It's stolen. And here we go. Fast break. Jennings has got it. And the shot goes in. Jennings has got 4 points now in the quarter.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Murray kicks to Chandler. Plumlee with the screen. Chandler dishes to Arthur. A beautiful reverse layup.
Well, Arthur usually on the outside finds his way inside and then handles himself down low.
Mahinmi with the screen for Jennings. Down low, Smith. Plumlee with the rebound.
Well, you could tell right there he just wanted to go for the jam, but the defense too good and distracting.
Harris passes to Murray. He's looking for Plumlee and finds him from the baseline. But he stays with it. And it's slammed in by Plumlee.
Yeah, no more can we talk about underrated jumping ability from the Plumlees. Suddenly he's up and attacking the rim.
Jennings with the ball. He's got 6. Screen by Smith for 3. Got it up. Misses the shot. We're at the end of the 3rd, and we've still got a close one. Wizards lead by 2. We'll be back shortly live from the Verizon Center. Moments ago from the huddle, let's listen in on Coach Mike Malone.
Stops and run. Stops and run. Sense of urgency, man. Come on. We got to get this win.
Trying to stoke the fire under his team, Mike Malone asking his guys to seize the moment.
And this is the time when the leaders on the court need to step up, take control, and make things happen.
We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the 4th quarter. Jennings out there with Bradley Beal. Then there's Jason Smith. Then there's Ian Mahinmi. And it's Bogdanovich in at the 3 slot. That's the 5 on the 4 for the Wizards. Here's Jennings. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. Jennings has got the 4th quarter started here with a bucket for the Wizards. Now here's Murray. Dishes it to Plumlee. Out to Harris. From deep. Rebound by Smith. Smith's got his 5th rebound in this one. Feeds to Bogdanovich. It's back to Jennings. Up again. It's hauled in by Harris. The Nuggets trail by 4. Here's Gallinari. Here's Murray. He dishes it to Plumlee.
As he continues to develop his offensive skill set, Plumlee is going to draw more and more fouls like that.
Mason Plumlee, 6'11", very athletic, but despite that, he's not a big-time rim protector.
No, but he is very mobile, and if he can get his body in front of guys who are attacking the rim, he can certainly be a disturbance in there. You ask the scouts, he's improved quite a bit defensively over the past couple seasons.
Markieff Morris is checked in for the Wizards. Ball comes in for Brandon Jennings. And then for Denver, Fareed's checked in for Chandler. Will Barton comes in for Gary Harris. And Emmanuel Mudiay subbed in for Murray. He hits the second from the line.
Well, a former 5-star recruit, won a championship in college. Plumlee still finding his way a little bit here in the pros.
Outside, Wall. Kicks to Morris. Shoots the 3. Wall's shot is off. The Nuggets trail by 3. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the 4th quarter. Barton, no luck. Wizards have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the 3rd quarter. The feed to Wall. Wants to get it to Morris and does. And Fareed sends it back.
Gotta love the vertical leap from Fareed. Shooters, beware.
Porter's checked in for the Wizards. Jokic is checked in for Denver. So it's Washington now. They've only given up 1 point in the 4th quarter. And that one's good by Porter. The Nuggets trail by 5. 2nd minute off the clock now in the 4th. Poke loose. Mahimi against Jokic. Fareed, and the basket good. A bank shot that time. Washington leading now by 3. And Wall kicks to Beal. The kick out to Wall. Here's Morris, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Morris. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. And here's Mudiay. It's tipped, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Nuggets will retain possession. From deep, Gallinari. Rebounded by the Wizards.
And he's not picking his spots out there right now, at least not well. He's forcing low percentage opportunities, and it's no surprise the frustration right there on his face.
The Nuggets trail by 3. He feeds it to Mudiay. Five on the clock. Pass to Jokic. And the rejection by Mahimi. And he's able to get it back. They recover it. Fareed, no good. Wizards leading by 3. Wall dishes to Porter. Back to Wall. From deep. Good on the three-point shot.
Really just a tremendous day for him. And if you remember, he was just as good in their last game.
Maybe a great run of games coming here. Let's see if he can keep building on this performance.
Now here's Mudiay. and so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Love Moutier's tenacity on the drive, and he's rewarded with 2 free throws.
And the first one at the line is good. Gortat's checked in for Ian Mahinmi. Both free throws good for Moutier. Wizards leading by 4. Outside, Wall. The dish to Beal. Near the three-point line, it's Morris. Count that one as his 7th make in 8 attempts. He has a scorching 86%.
And that's exactly how they've gotten the lead right here. Easily, he's been their most consistent performer.
Yeah, 2020 tonight. He could not be more focused, just locked in. Got to give him the ball.
Here's Fareed, and it's sent back by Morris. Wall wide open. Knocks it loose, but he gets it back. Morris kicks to Wall. The second chance effort misses the layup. The Nuggets trail by 6. And here we go. Here's Gallinari, and 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's going to go on Otto Porter Jr.
So much talk about Gallinari and his size and skill as a shooter. But one of the big reasons why his game can expand is the fact that he can attack the rim and do it more frequently. Shows no fear when he goes inside to try and find his way to the free throw line.
Gallinari hits them both. And Brent, you mentioned the fouls that Gallinari draws. He's nearly double the amount of free throw attempts he gets now compared to the early part of his career.
I believe that to be a conscious decision from Danilo to not settle for the three-point ball. And again, Kevin, after years in the league, you find ways where you can be effective as a scorer. It doesn't mean just shooting threes. It means getting to the free throw line.
Here's Moutier after the made shot from Bradley Beal. Passes it to Gallinari. He kicks it to Barton, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wall.
You can tell that pass just hung in the air for a long time.
Well, he had a jump on it, had a chance to make the play, just could not steal the deal.
Gallinari against Porter. 5 to shoot. And Gallinari kicks to Jokic. Pass to Fareed. Three-pointer. Barton. Denver gets it back.
Yeah, maybe a little luck, maybe a little bit of heart. Both of those at play here. He's getting every offensive rebound.
It's good, and the Washington lead is cut down now to just 4 points with the basket from Moutier. Washington's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. Wall passes to Morris. Dishes it to Beal. Looking for Gortat. He gets it there. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And he knocks down the first one. That one is no good.
And that one miss shouldn't be too costly because he was able to make it a 2-possession game.
Barton dishes to Moutier. Back to Barton. Here's Jokic. Knocked loose. Wizards leading by 5. Porter kicks the wall. Back to Porter. Gortat, the pass to Wall. Brings it from 9 feet away. Wall's got 5 points in the quarter.
Well, this is what he does. He is a threat to generate points every time down the floor.
Fareed, a screen on Beal. Martin dishes to Moutier. Jokic a screen. Gallinari left side. The pass to Barton. A fader. That one wide left.
He wanted to keep that shot from getting blocked, but in the process, he gave it no chance of going in because of how unbalanced he was on the fade.
Porter kicks to Gortat. Beal, the pass to Morris. Morris with the screen for Wall. Back to Morris. Jumper off the screen. Denver grabs the miss. Barton's got 5 rebounds tonight. Feeds to Moutier. Jokic with the screen on Wall. Moutier, and the 3 ball is good. Moutier's got 11 points here in just the second half.
Yeah, the first half was really tough, but he's really rounded the corner here and been fantastic shooting the ball here in the second half.
Wall dishes to Beal. Count it. Beal's got 19 points.
Not a stellar first half, but he's become an absolute machine scoring the ball in the second.
They set the pick. Moutier with the ball. He's picked up by Wall. Pass to Jokic. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. He's got 26.
Gotta love how Moutier runs the offense out there with dishes like that.
Here's Wall. Outside, Beal. The leaner. Out to Morris. Tries again. Again the miss by Morris.
Well, he's the last guy you want to leave open there, but somehow he didn't knock it down.
Moutier pass to Fareed. He dishes it to Barton. Gallinari against Porter. Now here is Gallinari. He's guarded close. Basket counts.
And that's why these fans love their Gallo. His ability to step up and take huge shots is what makes him so valuable.
And Wall kicks to Beal. Back to Wall. Misses off the right iron.
Now, nice work there to contest the finish inside.
The only way you're going to challenge him in that situation, you have to attack with more power.
Makes it, and the next one could tie it up. And it's tied up with that one. And Washington has possession. Kicks it to Porter. The feed now to Beal. Here's Morris. Again the miss by Morris.
Oh, boy, I tell you what, they don't get much uglier than the quarter he's having.
Yeah, his confidence really nowhere to be found right now, and he's lost all rhythm in that jumper.
Washington has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. It counts, and the foul. It goes on Kenneth Fareed.
How about the concentration? He gets hit, but stays with the play and gets the finish.
The Nuggets trail by 3. Now Moutier. Jokic with a screen on Beal. Moutier pass to Jokic. Gortat with the steal. And Wall kicks to Porter. Pulls up. Kept alive.
I have no clue what happened with the defense there, but they should be thanking their lucky stars that somehow he bricked that golden opportunity.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Tip of the cap to Moutier for pounding his way inside and getting contact as a result.
It's the first, and that brings them within 2 here. Both free throws good for Moutier. One item that stood out, their ball movement.
Things are definitely clicking, and more importantly, it makes it really hard to defend.
Now here's Wall. And another miss by Washington.
He can't ask for a better look than that. He just has to knock that one down, plain and simple.
Here's Jokic. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
So the first one drops, and that ties the game up. So both free throws good that time, and that puts him ahead.
And how about the composure there at the line? A ton of pressure on those free throws, and he knocks them both down.
Outside, Wall. It's Beal on the wing. Back to Wall. Count it! And he'll have a chance for a 3-point play. Emmanuel Moutier puts one up.
And they'll be counting on even more points from him. That's essential if they're going to pull this game.
Close game, 4th quarter. This is his time.
And that one misses. Denver's gone into a funk from downtown in the 4th. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket.
Incredible shot by Gallo there. He lives for these moments.
Outside, Wall. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Had a foul to give there, but you'd rather not have it cost your team points.
He hits the first one, and that narrows the gap to 1. And so John Wall nails both of them.
He is absolutely the guy you want at the line in that situation. It just shows you how much he loves these moments.
Denver calls timeout. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey guys, when Mike Malone talked to his team during that last timeout, he said, "This is what we play for, fellas. Let's knock them on their heels right out of the timeout. Show them how much you want it. Go get it." He really is fired up to talk this game.
Thank you, David. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Wall. That's his 3rd foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2.
shot.
He knocks down the clutch free throw. He's off on the free throw, unable to get that second one to drop in.
Big trip to the line. He did not get all of them, but at least they hold the lead now.
And they had a foul to give, but you want to use it on the ground.
He sinks the clutch free throw. Second free throw, no good that time. He really wanted that one.
He was able to tie it up. He has to be disappointed that he could not give his team the lead.
And they had a foul to give, but you want to use it on the ground.
Good on the first, and that gives them the lead. Can't sink it, and that was an important free throw. The Nuggets on offense. 26 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Boudier dishes to Barton. 6 on the shot clock. It's off.
And that's a nice job on the offensive glass there. That'll let them work the clock even more.
And they need to stop the clock, so there's a foul.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let them dribble the game.
So the first one drops, and that will put them up by 2. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 3-point game.
And the perfect time to be perfect at the line. Only a 3 can tie it now.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. They're behind by 3. Just 4 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
And with this much time, they should be able to draw up a play and get themselves a decent look from the three-point line. Still, the D is going to be waiting for it in a contested 3. Never an easy shot.
There's the dish to Gallinari. From the wing. Off target with that shot. And so it's Washington who scraped by with the win. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as they continued to wait out until the very last moment to seal.
And there are so many times when you see these tight games won at home, that advantage of having that crowd behind you oftentimes is the ultimate X factor.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with John. Congrats on the win. What was your offensive approach tonight?
Just having confidence. My teammates want me to shoot it, and I didn't get carried away with it. That's the one thing. I played the right way and got open shots, but also tried to find my teammates.
You've done a lot of work on your jumper, and it showed tonight, John. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David. Great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, This is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. Now time to head over to the studio where the award-winning Ernie Johnson is with Shaq and Kenny, all standing by. Guys, take it away.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Hey everybody, Ernie Johnson, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. It is time now to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Marcin Gortat. Right out of the gates, he came out strong, making his first 3 shots and helping establish some offensive rhythm.
I'm floored by how well he shot the ball. He was unstoppable. I don't mean just the points. The ability to create opportunities for himself and then deliver, now that's a superstar effort.
Man, I absolutely love what Gortat can do. The Polish Hammer can take over the game. The way he plays the 5 spot, man, boy, this guy has a lot of tools, and we saw it from Mr. Gortat tonight.
And that is a wrap, everybody. Thanks for joining us this evening. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, the entire 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. See you again soon.